every weekday on Omnisport Africa, on your phone, and all over the continent at omniaudio.africa.
Okay, it's important. Listen, we've got the most important match in world football coming up this weekend. It's El Clasico. But Hansi Flick says it's just another game. Gary O'Neill says the EPL is not cheating, but the referees are human. We'll hear from both men as well as Mikel Arteta in a bit. Let's start off at Man City. The referees have again grabbed the headlines in football this past weekend. The conversation rumbles on. No more so, of course, in that Man City game. Bernardo Silva, he was clearly offside. It was given from John Stones' header, and the goal was called back in real time. So it was called offside in real time. Enter VAR. I mean, absolute madness. Let's just hear what Pep thinks about the incident.
The flag is said in the first instant, but it's a corner, can be offside. And after viewing the situation, the moment the impact from John, Sa is watching perfectly the action, so it's well given.
It's well given. I mean, what are we talking about here?
It wasn't well given. Bernardo Silva makes contact with the goalkeeper. He blocks him, and he's in offside position. But it was a corner, but the ball goes out. Everyone stepped up. It doesn't make sense to me at all. It was offsides, blatant. He was interfering. He touched the keeper, blocked him. His body made contact, and then he walked away, and then he ducked as the ball came towards him in case he got in the way. So he must have been interfering with play. There's no ifs or buts about it.
Well, glad you said that, because Wolves manager Gary O'Neill, he did his best to remain as diplomatic as can be, but he's clearly not impressed. Here's Gary.
Bernardo Silva, of course, ends up not in Jose's line of vision, but I mean, you can't get much closer than he was. Their feet were probably a yard apart. Managed to remain fairly calm, managed to try and keep the subs away from the officials and keep the staff away from the officials, because it felt like a tough blow. There's no chance that people are doing things against Wolves on purpose, let's be clear. But is there something in the subconscious around decision making, or without even knowing it, are you more likely to give it to Manchester City than Wolves? My focus and my senses are heightened when we're facing Man City and Pep and Haaland. Are the officials the same? You know, when it's Haaland and when it's Manchester City, is there something in there that not on purpose that influences decision making? And I've spoken to them about this as well, and they obviously guarantee me there isn't, but they are human. They are human, and Manchester City scoring a last minute winner is a big thing.
It is a big thing, and I understand where he's trying to go, because what he's not saying there's match fixing, and I think we all know what he means. It happened with Fergie time when United were dominant. It's kind of that preconditioning of like, it's Man City, of course it's a goal. I don't know. I don't think he's wrong. I don't think he's wrong.
No, he was right, definitely, when it comes to VAR. But that said, I mean, he was given the dreaded Pep Guardiola vote of confidence on the Friday before the game when he said, I think that they have less points than they should have. So they may have won a moral victory, but let's go to how many points they got? None. Position in the Premier League? Last. So whenever Pep Guardiola tells you that you think you're a decent team, it's like him saying, listen, this 5-0 humbling we're going to do to you is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. And it doesn't. It hurts Wolves. You know, they're at the bottom of the pile. So that 1 point was vital for them, and they didn't get it, and they're still sitting stone last. They've forgotten how to manage big games. They've forgotten how to manage pressure. So, Gary O'Neill is running out of excuses at the moment.
He really is. He's in big trouble. 0788 777716. Do you agree with Pep Guardiola? Send your voice notes and WhatsApps there. Gary O'Neill trying to be diplomatic, but he's saying, is there a bias to the big teams? After the match, though, there was a really interesting question asked of Pep Guardiola. Interesting. He gave a really interesting answer to being asked about his future and whether he still enjoys being a football manager. Here's what Pep had to say on that matter.
Long time ago, but still I come here every morning to work. I love it, thinking words and what the message I have to tell them, the image I have to see, the drinks I have to prepare. Still, I like it, and this is the main reason. I'm a manager. When I don't feel this, I'm not leaving Man City. I will not be manager. I will not train. So that's for sure.
If Man City are found guilty of these 130 charges that are against him, does that affect Pep Guardiola's legacy? Do we think any less of him as being a part of a cheating regime, or will he still be held in sort of the highest regard, or will we cancel this out and just include what he did for Barcelona, basically, because Bayern Munich didn't go that well?
No, I think that's pretty harsh. It's not like a Lance Armstrong moment where he was the cheat. I mean, this was started before him. It started in... I forget the guy. It was a Mancini. No, the Italian coach was before him.
No, the Chilean guy, Emanuele Pellegrini.
Pellegrini, there we go. So it started in his time. I don't think the Pep Guardiola has cheated in any sense. I think he's been a very clever coach in terms of making the best with what he's got, and he's got the best. So if he's got the best, he's the best coach, and the best can only become the best and become better, and that's what he's done. It will not affect his legacy, but it may affect the way people view City. Not that they view them in a positive light at the moment. A lot of people are thinking that they deserve to be demoted, to be relegated. They deserve to lose their points, and they deserve to lose their titles, but I don't think it'll affect the way Pep Guardiola will be held in regard by all of us.
Pep Guardiola says, hey, he's still enjoying it. He says, I'll stop if I want to stop. Good for you, Pep. You do your thing, brother. You go, girl, as they say. You go, girl. I like Pep Guardiola. He's got a bit of what the Brits call a bit of shithousery, which I kind of like. He's very patronizing. Anyway, let's move on to a game that used to mean a lot to him. This weekend, though, it means a lot to football fans around the world. They'll gather on their televisions to watch El Clasico, Real Madrid against Barcelona, as they say. Santiago Bernabeu, Barcelona coach Hansi Flick. I wanted him at Chelsea long before Barcelona got him. Hansi Flick seems very unfazed about the scale of the game. Here's what Hansi had to say in his German way.
And this is, for me, the important thing is, our job is to prepare well for the next match. If it's Bayern Munich, if it's Getafe, is it Real Madrid, doesn't matter. And we will do that. And I think the team has the quality to be ready. And we never know what at the end what the result is. But what I can say is that the team will give 100% every match, every minute. And this is for us important. At the end, what happens, we don't know. But they will be ready.
Hansi's about as German as it gets, eh?
God, that's the most bland answer to any question I've heard in my life. I've just heard blah, 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 another game, blah, 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 go trust the process, blah, 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 game by game. It's just absolute blather.
He really ticks all the boxes for the biases we all have about the rigid German who just does his job and is happy to, pick up his coat and hat and go home at 5 o'clock. But incredibly successful manager. He gets things done. Didn't work out with the German national team, but they've been a shambles for the last after Brazil, the German national team's been absolutely shocking. But finally, El Clasico comes round. And, of course, they put it at the most ridiculous times now as well. What's up with that? Why don't they... Listen, I worked with La Liga for a long time, and I tried to ask them, why do they not put it for a reasonable time for the Western world, or certainly the Central African time? And they said, actually, their target markets are Asia and and Latin America. So that's why this game is never at a good time. Sometimes, do you know, sometimes it's like 10 o'clock on a Sunday night, and you're like, what the bloody hell is going on there? Isn't that insane?
Yeah, it's almost the same in France with rugby. Those late 9 o'clock kickoffs, particularly for Test rugby, are impossible. It's just tricky to watch them, and it's tricky to cover them because you've got early deadlines. It becomes midnight before you get to send a bit of copy through. Well, it's their target market. I would have thought that Africa would be a big market, but if Asia's their market, then go for it.
9 o'clock Saturday night. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. If you're a football fan in Africa at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night, imagine you've been watching the Premier League the whole day, and then what do you think? Your wife wants you to watch football at 9 o'clock at night as well. It's like date night or it's someone's birthday. But then again, as we say, they only care about Asia and South America. Hey, good for La Liga, good for them. Keep on keeping on. And people will watch that, though. That is special. I mean, it is the Mardi Gras of football. There is only one of one El Clasico. Looking forward to that. The Champions League returns to our screens tonight. Arsenal play Ukrainian giants Shakhtar Donetsk, and Mikel Arteta has praised the Shakhtar team and their ability to play considering the ongoing war in their country. Here's Mikel Arteta.
How can I imagine, especially speaking to Alex, how affects that situation not only to yourself but for the whole country, your families, the whole environment? and the incredible attitude that they are having towards the situation, and again, the things that they have to put in place to be able to continue to play football matches at this level and compete in the way they do. It's remarkable, and we'll welcome them here tomorrow in the best possible way. I think they have decided, to use football with a lot of positive things that brings to life in a really powerful way, and I think it's remarkable the way they have managed and managing the situation and the unity of the country, and the capacity of a sport as well to bring joy to people's life, and that's something that we have to be very
Arsenal play
conscious.
Shakhtar Donetsk tonight. A great message there, I think, from Mikel Arteta in and around that issue. But my favorite story of the week, Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce. This is going to be great because they face United this week, Manchester United. And the current Man United boss, Erik ten Hag, is looking forward to facing the special one. I love this from Erik ten Hag.
Want to have a word with him before or after the game, do you think?
Probably, yeah. But it's like it's a big game for both of us. I really enjoy to face him, to play against him. He has always good teams. He is a winner. He won so many trophies. I think he's an example for many managers. So I really enjoy to play against him.
That'll be fun because Mourinho is going to make a palaver out of it.
Absolutely going to milk every bit of emotion, every single tear, every single bit of whipping up the crowd. He's going to be mad tonight.
He's gonna absolutely milk it. Mourinho is such a drama queen. It's absolutely outrageous. I love that for him, Erik ten Hag, and for the drama that is European and global football, because that's going to be an absolute soap opera, and I'm here for it. Good for Jose, good for the special one, who's now becoming the irritated one, because Turkey is a whole different beast. A bunch of turkeys, he says. I'm looking forward to. You're so right, Kevin. He's absolutely going to milk it. As you were saying it, I thought to myself, oh God, Mourinho is going to give it the big clap as well, walk around the whole stadium, go to the United fans. Oh God. Yes. Speaking of what a guy, we've got a pretty incredible human being coming up just after this. Before we get that, though, strength starts with smart choices. Add AGT Foods barley and split peas to your diet for essential nutrients that support muscle recovery. Train hard, recover harder. Brought to you by AGT Foods Africa. Good food, good health, good life. In 60 seconds, we're going to talk to Rory Stain about how to stay safe in a stadium.
Listen live and on demand.
Welcome to Omni Sport.